Good morning, friends. I wonder if you know what we're going to learn about today. Can you tell? It's the Panda Bear. So I have a longer informational book. We're going to skip through some parts of the book today, just because I don't think YouTube will allow me to post a really long video. So I'm going to do our morning message, and then I'll move on to our book. Let's see. Let's read the date, guys. March 26, 2020. What number month is it? Let's count it. January, February, March. You're right, number 3. 3.26.2020. Let's look at the number 26. What does a 2 mean? What does it mean? You're right, 2 bundles of 10 or 2 10 sticks. And how many extras? 6. Ready? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 bundles of 10, 6 extras. That's how I get that number 26. Dear Panda Cubs, today is Thursday. We will learn about giant pandas. You can tell I'm very excited about the giant panda. What do they eat? Where do they live? So when I read the book today, I really want to focus on these 2 questions. What do they eat? Where do they live? And see if you can answer that at the end of our video, okay? So here's my panda book. Look at that beautiful giant panda. If you ever see my dog, he kind of looks like a panda, and that's why we picked him out at the shelter. He really looks like a panda. Giant pandas. So friends, remember, I'm not reading every single page of this book. It's just too long, but I will focus on some areas I think you will find interesting. So here, friends, is the panda. And this is the area that it's located in, right in China. So you can find pandas in China. That's far away from Maine. We do not have giant pandas in Maine. A most unusual bear. Actually, guys, they still fight about this, whether the bear is in the raccoon family or the bear family. I think most scientists think it's in the bear family, but some will still argue that it's a raccoon. A giant panda looks cute and cuddly like a teddy bear, but a giant panda is not a toy. It's a wild bear that lives in China. The giant panda has a large round head. It has short black nose and short round ears. Most of the fur on the panda's head is white, but its ears are black. And there is a black fur around its eyes. The panda looks like it's wearing a mask. The giant panda's belly and part of its back are white, but there's black fur on its legs and around his middle. Its short tail looks like a furry white pancake. There he is. He does look like he's wearing a mask. Look at his face. In some ways, the giant panda is like other bears. It has a short neck and thick shoulders. It has thick fur, and it has a long claws on its paws. A giant panda can stand on its 2 back paws, but it does not walk upright. Instead, a panda walks on all 4 feet. The panda swings his head back and forth when it walks. In other ways, the giant panda is a very unusual bear. Most bears roar and growl, but the giant pandas whine and make bleating noises like sheep. Most bears eat only meat or both meat and plants. But the giant panda eats mostly bamboo plants. Did you hear that, friends? What does he eat? Bamboo. The bamboo bear. The Chinese people have a wonderful nickname for the giant panda. They call it bamboo bear because it eats so much bamboo. Bamboo plants have long, stiff stems and narrow leaves. Much of a bamboo plant is crunchy. For most animals, bamboo would be hard to eat, but the giant panda can easily eat bamboo. This is an interesting, I'm going to skip this page and I'm going to go over to there, and it tells how the panda holds is bamboo. Bears don't have thumbs, but each of the giant panda's front paws has a special extra finger. The extra finger is really part of the panda's wrist bone. The panda uses the bone like you use your thumb. A giant panda holds bamboo between his finger and its paw. It pops one piece of bamboo after another into its mouth. Giant pandas need lots of bamboo. Bamboo is not rich in vitamins. To stay healthy, a giant panda must eat and eat. It spends most of its day eating, about 16 hours a day eating bamboo. Let's skip ahead a little bit, friends. On this page, it just talks about, on these couple of pages, it talks about its habitat and where it lives. And it does have all 4 seasons. It talks about how it's foggy in their forest. It talks about the bamboo plants. It talks about fall. The giant pandas experience winter and spring. So they have 4 seasons. And I'm going to skip ahead to a part that I thought you would think is very interesting. Panda families. That baby does not really look like a panda, does it? Kind of looks like a rat. Giant pandas are called cubs. Panda cubs are usually born in September. They are born in a safe place called a den. Oh, wow. Just like the polar bear. Didn't the polar bear mom have babies in dens? The den may be a small cave or a space under a tree. A mother panda usually has 1 or 2 cubs at a time. If she has 2 cubs, she will usually take care of only one of them. A newborn panda cub weighs just 3 to 5 ounces. That's less than a baseball weighs. So if you think about a baseball, a panda bear weighs less than that when it's born. The cub is nearly hairless. Its eyes are shut tight. The panda mom protects her cub and keeps it warm. She feeds the cub milk from her body. Drinking the mother's milk is called nursing. The cub grows fur quickly. Within 4 weeks, the youngster has black and white fur like its mother's. The cub's eyes open when it's 6 to 9 weeks old. Oh, now he's looking like a panda. The mother panda and her cub leave the den when the cub is about 6 weeks old. The youngster cannot walk yet, so the mother panda carries the cub gently in her mouth. When she eats, the baby rests nearby. The cub begins to walk and play when it's 3 to 4 months old. Then the cub can follow his mother. When the cub is 5 or 6 months old, it begins to eat bamboo. But the cub still nurses too. When the young panda is about 9 months old, it stops nursing. It eats more bamboo. It drinks water from a brook. It learns to climb trees. The mom stays with the panda, the young panda, for about a year and a half. By that time, the cub is 2 years old and it lives on its own. That was kind of like the polar bear too. A giant panda is an adult when it's about 6 years old. Then it's ready to begin its own family. A giant panda may live to be more than 20 years old, but most wild pandas don't live that long. Pandas who stay in the zoo may live to be about 30 years old. So pandas have some problems. There are some bigger animals that eat pandas, but not when they're adults. The biggest problem for pandas, and I'm going to skip a few pages, is humans. So it says the biggest problem for pandas is that China has many, many people. All of China's people need a place to live. They need places to build villages, factories, and farms. People cut down the bamboo forest to build towns and farms, and they cut more trees for firewood. Much of the panda's habitat has been destroyed. People have crowded pandas into smaller and smaller places, and these places are surrounded by towns and farms. So a problem for the panda is we're taking up their forest and they don't have places to live. China wants to help the giant pandas. People are no longer allowed to cut trees in most of the forests where pandas live, and there are places where pandas are protected. These places are called reserves. Most of the panda reserves are too far from one another, so pandas cannot go from one reserve to another, but China may find ways to help pandas travel between reserves. So, boys and girls, they're trying to help the panda, but there's a lot less pandas because they've had to use their their habitat to grow farms and all that for the people to eat. Uh-oh. But they're trying to help them out. They made panda kindergartens. I'm going to try to attach one of my panda kindergarten videos to the site today. For your writing assignment, I want you to think about what you learned about pandas. What did you find interesting? You could write about what they eat. Where do they live? You could write about, try to tell me 3 things and something that you found interesting about the giant panda. Have a happy Thursday. Miss you lots.